All right, well, we are looking at my old laptop here. This is a Dell Latitude D820, and the reason why I want to take a video on this because I would like to make this a new project to rebuild this laptop. Now, why do I want to rebuild this laptop? Because it's cheap, if not near free. Well, I do have to pay the money for the part, but it's cheap, and I just need a secondary on-the-go machine that'll run Windows 7, and that's what this one will do. This is one of my first laptops I purchased with my own money, and I used it till the wheels fell off. The NVIDIA Quadro finally died in it. Heat probably. And I had kids using this too. So the problem with that is they leave it sitting on the bed, and when you leave something like a laptop sitting on the bed, it just gets hot, and the heat has a hard time trying to escape. So the graphics card started to have problems, and I kept using it until it finally died. But I can tell you one thing that still works on this laptop. That is the LCD works great, and the keyboard, the processor, the memory, and the hard drive. So what this project will entail is me swapping out all these parts, and what I'm going to do tonight is take all these parts off. I'm going to take all these parts off, the keyboard and processor. I'm going to do all that tonight, and I'm going to basically familiarize myself with the inside of this machine because it's been quite some time. During the life of this machine, I've given it multiple upgrades. Upgraded the processor. I took it apart and upgraded it from a 1.8 gigahertz to a 2 or so gigahertz processor, I think. What I could do now, I could probably go all out, but this is a budget build, you know me for my budget machines here, like that one. That's like a $150 machine over there. So I just want to get this laptop up and running. What happens is when you turn the machine on, you don't get any video. Sometimes you will get the Dell logo and it will just disappear, but the LCD will still be lit. I've even tried putting this out to a separate monitor, and I get that same black screen, and the signal goes hot for just a second, but then it shuts down. So I know the video card's dead. I'm going to be buying a base with the motherboard only, and the other reason why I'm redoing this laptop is because it's so efficient. It's such an old machine, so it's not 28 nanometer, but it's so efficient. I've got 2 batteries in this thing. Between the 2 batteries here and here, you get about 5.5 hours of battery life, depending on how you're using the laptop. If you're doing web browsing, you're good. When I'm on the road, when I was on the road, I would have this laptop, and I would be able to watch two movies and a TV show on one charge. That's amazing for a laptop that is so old that you would give it to your grandma or something. So I think I'm bleeding here. No, I'm not. Okay, anyway, off subject. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the screen off. I'm going to salvage the screen. For the old laptop, I think this, when I got it, well, you know what? It's got a little bit of play in the hinges, but not that much. I've got laptops where the screens don't even stay up, so I think that all that requires is tightening up the screws. But anyway, I'm going to take this thing apart tonight, and I'm going to wait for my delivery for the base, and I'm going to put it all together. But I have to take it apart tonight so I can familiarize myself with the guts of the machine. It's been some time, so I need to know how to put it back together and do all of that. So I have a laptop, and I've been thinking about this for 2 years. This laptop's been gone for that long, so I've been thinking about rebuilding this thing for about 2 years, and it's just, I haven't been getting around to it just because of cost. The base is now like $20 or $30 now, so it's better than the $80 or $50 it was going to cost me. Plus, when I wanted to rebuild the computer, I didn't really have the time to do it. So I just brought me a new machine. I wound up selling it. It was like a $500 computer. It was really nice, but this will do. I'll rebuild it, and I'll videotape it, and I'll let everybody view it, and that'll be a nice little project for me to work on. So this is a Dell Latitude D820. This will be part 1 of the Dell Latitude rebuild, or whatever. I'll call it a rebuild, and we'll see how good that goes. I'm familiar with the Dell D820 guts, so that's why I just want to take it apart and then salvage the parts. So I kind of can't wait to work on this and see how it's going to go. Okay, right now I'm just doing notes to self, but I'm actually putting them in this video and then putting commentary on it. But the original files I'm going to use. What I mean is, if I forget where something's at, I watch these videos later, the original copies, before I put my commentary on them and say, oh, that's where that was, because I'm actually saying in the videos, okay, note to self, this is where the Wi-Fi card is, this is where the processor is. It's always ideal to do that when you're taking apart a laptop, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm just, again, putting commentary over this for this video, but the original copies are still intact. As you see, that's more notes. That's where the CMOS battery actually goes, right in the secondary RAM door or RAM area. There is the Wi-Fi cards, and in this laptop, pretty cool, you can put a WAN card in it, which is something like if you have a cellular network,
to self
you can
and
pretty much install one of those cards. That's where the hard drive goes. Right there is where the exhaust fan is. We're looking at the entire motherboard now. I just took the palm rest off. I was just telling myself, okay, make sure you remove all the screws, and you'll see right there where I'll point to that area. That's where the screw got stuck, and I just ripped it off. And right now we're looking at the NVIDIA Quadro here. That's the Quadro itself, and the heatsink has two little pads. They're like thermal pads, and I was making my note to myself that there are two thermal pads that will be required, and if I don't have those, don't install it or don't turn the laptop on, or I'll wind up burning the video card out instantly as soon as I get it. So that's where the Quadro is. It looks like the processor, but that's actually the graphics card. And here's more notes. I think this is where the Bluetooth module was. But other than that's pretty much it. I would throw more clips in, and but basically I'm rebuilding this laptop just so I'll have a secondary machine to use while I'm on the go. The laptop is very efficient. The battery life that I get out of this machine was amazing. And when I had that other machine, I had an HP ProBook. That's what I had. I had an HP ProBook. The specs were good. Core i7, dual graphics cards, all that, but even turning everything down, turning off the Radeon card and just using the Intel, decreasing how much time the hard drive was going to be on and turning down brightness, I was only able to squeeze 2 hours and 30 minutes out of the damn thing, luckily. So this laptop, I get 5 hours out of the battery life, turning everything down, even leaving the dual cores running. You can actually turn off one of the cores in the BIOS. This machine is pretty good for what it was. These are business class machines, or were business class machines, and I wouldn't go with any other laptop but Dell. A lot of people, oh, Dell this, Dell that. I don't know what their experience is. Maybe they're buying their laptops directly through Dell, and they hate Dell because the payments, the way you have to pay off the machine, or a lot of people say, oh, they crash. Well, it's not Dell's problem. That's the hard drive. That's the way you're handling your machine. Plus, all this shit's made in China, so I mean, it's made by humans. It's made in China. And I'm not saying I'm not saying they make shitty stuff, but that's where technology is now. It's not gonna last 100 years like your 1972 RCA television. So that's enough of me talking. Stay tuned for the second part, the follow-up for this. This is me rebuilding the machine. And I'm ecstatic to rebuild this. I've never taken apart a laptop and put it back together, but because I'm familiar with the guts of this machine and the hardware, I took this apart when I was upgrading the processor, or when I first got the laptop. I'm familiar with taking it apart and putting it back together, so I'm ecstatic to do this. So stay tuned for that video. Oh yeah, by the way, computer upgrade part 2 is like 99.8% done. I'm having some problems with my video editing program. It's crashing on me. Like right before I did this commentary, I was trying to put some more videos in that because I'm almost done, but I was trying to put a couple things in. It kept crashing. I think it's because I'm editing off the server. The server is hot, and I'm having some heating issues with my server too. As you see, I live on the third floor, and heat rises, so you pretty much know what's going to happen there. But I'm editing this video, and it's going straight to the server, and it's not overheating. But anyway, enough of me talking. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Stay tuned for part 2. I can't wait to get that palm rest, the base, the motherboard, and put everything in. It's going to be exciting, and we'll see what happens there. Hopefully everything turns out to work, and if not, you'll be able to see it on camera. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.